Namaste, Dandavat Pranam. By the instruction and grace of our spiritual master, Om Vishnupad Paramahamsa Shripad Bhakti Madhava Puri Maharaj, we are here reading Srimad Bhagavatam. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Canto 2, The Cosmic Manifestation, Chapter 10, Text 46. Ayam tu Brahmana Kalpa, Savi Kalpa Udharita, Vidhi Sadharano Yatra, Sarga Prakrita Vikrita. This process of creation and annihilation described in summary herein is the regulative principle during the duration of Brahma's one day. It is also the regulative principle in the creation of Mahat, in which the material nature is dispersed. Purport. There are three different types of creation called Mahakalpa, Vikalpa, and Kalpa. In the Mahakalpa, the Lord assumes the first Purusha incarnation as Karanadakshay Vishnu, with all the potencies of the Mahat Tattva and the 16 principles of creative matter and instruments. The creative instruments are 11, the ingredients are 5, and all of them are products of Mahat, or materialistic ego. These creations by the Lord in his feature of Karanadakshay Vishnu are called Mahakalpa. The creation of Brahma and dispersion of the material ingredients are called Vikalpa. And the creation by Brahma in each day of his life is called Kalpa. Therefore, each day of Brahma is called a Kalpa, and there are 30 Kalpas in terms of days, in terms of Brahma's days. This is also confirmed in Bhagavad Gita 8.17 as follows. Sahasra Yuga Paryantam Ahar Yad Brahmano Vidu Ratrim Yuga Sahasrantam Teho Ratra Vidhojan. In the upper planetary system, the duration of one complete day and night is equal to one complete year of this earth. This is accepted even by the modern scientist and attested by the astronauts. Similarly, in the region of still higher planetary systems, the duration of day and night is still greater than in the heavenly planets. The 4 yugas are calculated in terms of the heavenly calendars and accordingly are 12,000 years in terms of the heavenly planets. This is called Divya Yuga, and 1,000 Divya Yugas make one day of Brahma. The creation during the day of Brahma is called Kalpa, and the creation of Brahma is called Vikalpa. When Vikalpas are made possible by the breathing of Mahavishnu, this is called a Mahakalpa. There are regular and systematic cycles of these Mahakalpas, Vikalpas, and Kalpas. In answer to Maharaj Parikshit's question about them, Shukadev Goswami answered in the Prabhasa Kand of the Skanda Purana. They are as follows. Pratama Sveta Kalpascha Dvitiyo Nila Lohita Vamadevas Tritiyastu Tato Gatantaro Para Rarava Panchama Prokta Shasta Prana Iti Smrta Saptamota Brahat Kalpa Kandharpostama Uchate Sadyota Navama Kalpa Ishano Dasamasmrta Dhyana Eka Dasha Proktas Tata Sarasvato Para Trayodasa Udhanastu Garudota Chaturdasa Kurma Pancha Dasogyeya Purnamasya Prajapate Sodaso Narasimhastu Samudhistu Tatopara Agneyo Vishnu Jasura Soma Kalpas Tatopara Dvavimso Bhavana Prokta Supuman iti chapara, Vaikuntas charšitas tadvad, Vali kalpas tatopara, Saptavimso tavairajo, Gori kalpas tatapara, Maheshvaras tataproktas, Tripuro yatra gatita, Pitrikalpas tatakante, Yakuhur Brahmana Smrta. Therefore, the 30 kalpas of Brahma are 1 Sveta kalpa, 2 Nilalolita kalpa, 3 Vamadev, 4 Gataranta, 5 Rorva, 6 Prana, 7 Brihat kalpa, 8 Kandarpa, 9 Sadyota, 10 Ishana, 11 Dhyana, 12 Saraswata, 13 Udana, 14 Garuda, 15 Karma, 16 Narsingha, 17 Samadhi, 18 Agneya, 19 Vishnuja, 20 Sora, 21 Somakalpa, 22 Bhavana, 23 Supuma, 24 Vaikunta, 25 Archisa, 26 Valikalpa, 27 Varaja, 28 Gori Kalpa, 29 Maheshvara, 30 Paitrakalpa. These are Brahma's days only, and he has to live months and years up to 100. So we can just imagine how many creations there are in kalpas only. Then again, there are vikalpas, which are generated by the breathing of Mahavishnu, as stated in Brahma Samhita. Yasyaika nishvasita kala matavalamya jivanti loma vilaja jagarandanata. The Brahmas live only during the breathing period of Mahavishnu, so the exhaling and inhaling of Vishnu are Mahakalpas. And all these are due to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, for no one else is the master of all creations. Text 47. Parimanam chakalasya kalpa lakshana vigraham yata purastad vyakshase padmam kalpam ato shrinu. O king, I shall in due course explain the measurement of time in its gross and subtle features, with the specific symptoms of each. But for the present, let me explain unto you the Padma Kalpa. Purport. The present duration of a kalpa of Brahma is called Varaha Kalpa, or Sveta Varaha Kalpa, because the incarnation of the Lord as Varaha took place during the creation of Brahma, who was born on the lotus coming out of the abdomen of Vishnu. Therefore, this Varaha Kalpa is also called Padma Kalpa, and this is testified by acharyas like Jiva Goswami, as well as Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, in pursuance of the first commentator, Swami Sridhar. So there is no contradiction between the Varaha and the Padma Kalpa of Brahma. Text 48. Shaunaka uvacha yad aha no bhavan sutta chata bhagavatotama charchara tirtani bhuvas tyaktva bandhun sudhustyajan. Saunaka Rishi, after hearing all about the creation, inquired from Sutta Goswami about Vidura, for Sutta Goswami had previously informed him how Vidura left home, leaving aside all his relatives, who were very difficult to leave. Purport. The rishis headed by Saunaka were more anxious to know about Vidura, who met Maitreya Rishi while traveling to the pilgrimage sites of the world. Texts 49 through 50. Chatu koshara vestasya samvado dhyatma samshuta yadvaso bhagavams tasmai prishtas tatvam uvachaha bruhinastad idam somya vidurasya vichestitam bandhu tyaga nimittam cha Yataiva gatavan puna. Sanaka Rishi said, "Let us know, please, what topics were discussed between Vidura and Maitreya, who talked on transcendental subjects, and what was inquired by Vidura and replied by Maitreya. Also, please let us know the reason for Vidura's giving up the connection of his family members and why he again came home. Please also let us know the activities of Vidura while he was in the places of pilgrimage." Purport. Sri Sutta Goswami was narrating the topics of the creation and destruction of the material world, but it appears that the rishis headed by Sanaka were more inclined to hear of transcendental subjects, which are on a higher level than the physical. There are two classes of men, namely those too addicted to the gross body and the material world, and others on the higher level who are interested more in transcendental knowledge. Srimad Bhagavatam gives facility to everyone, both to the materialist and to the transcendentalist, by hearing Srimad Bhagavatam in the matter of the Lord's glorious activities, both in the material world and in the transcendental world. Men can derive equal benefit. The Lord's glorious activities, both in the material world and in the transcendental world, men can derive equal benefit. The materialists are more interested in the physical laws and how they are acting, and they see wonders in those physical glamours. Sometimes, due to physical glamours, they forget the glories of the Lord. They should know definitely that physical activities and their wonders are all initiated by the Lord. The rose in the garden gradually takes its shape and color to become beautiful and sweet, not by a blind physical law, although it appears like that. Behind that physical law is the direction of the complete consciousness of the Supreme Lord. Otherwise, things cannot take shape so systematically. The artist draws a picture of a rose very nicely, with all attention and artistic sense, and yet it does not become as perfect as the real rose. If that is the real fact, how can we say that the real rose has taken its shape without intelligence behind the beauty? This sort of conclusion is due to a poor fund of knowledge. One must know from the above description of creation and annihilation that the Supreme Consciousness, being omnipresent, can take care of everything with perfect attention. That is the fact of the omnipresence of the Supreme Lord. Persons still more foolish than the gross materialists, however, claim to be transcendentalists and claim to have such supreme all-pervading consciousness, but offer no proof. Such foolish persons cannot know what is going on behind the next wall, yet they are falsely proud of possessing the cosmic all-pervading consciousness of the Supreme Person. For them also, hearing Srimad Bhagavatam is a great help. It will open their eyes to see that simply by claiming supreme consciousness, one does not become supremely conscious. One has to prove in the physical world that he has such supreme consciousness. The rishis of Naimisharanya, however, were above the gross materialists and the false transcendentalists, and thus they were always anxious to know the real truth in transcendental matters, as discussed by authorities. Text 51. Sutta uvacha ragya parikshita prishto yad avochan mahamuni tadvo bidhasye shrinuta ragyaha prasanus sarata. Sri Sutta Goswami explained, I shall now explain to you the very subjects explained by the great sage in answer to King Parikshit's inquiries. Please hear them attentively. Purport. Any question that is put forward may be answered by quoting the authority, and that satisfies the saner section. That is the system even in the court of law. The best lawyer gives evidence from the past judgment of the court. without taking much trouble to establish his case. This is called the parampara system, and learned authorities follow it without manufacturing rubbish interpretations. Ishvaraha Paramaha Krishnaha Satchidananda Vigraha Anadir Adir Govindaha Sarva Karana Karana. Brahma Samhita 5.1. Let us all obey the Supreme Lord, whose hand is in everything, without exception. Thus end the Bhakti Vedanta purports of the second canto, 10th chapter of Srimad Bhagavatam, entitled Bhagavatam is the answer to all questions. This is also the end of the second canto. So we will be continuing on Friday, starting from Canto 3, which is titled The Status Quo. Are there any comments from the devotees, Srimati Uma Devi?
No problem, thanks.
No.
Third chance starting from Friday, third one.
On Friday, we'll start with the third canto, yeah.
Okay.
Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahamsa Shripad Bhakti Madhava Puri Maharaj Ki Jai.
Jai.
Jai Srila Prabhupada, Srila Guru Maharaj, Srila Guru Dev, Srila Acharya Dev, Srila Shanta Maharaj Ki Jai.
Jai.
Jai Rupanuga Guru Varga Ki Jai.
Jai.
Jai Navadvip Dham, Vishangapuli Dham, Mayapur Dham Ki Jai.
Jai.
Jagannath Puri Dham Ki Jai. Baladev Subhadra Jagannath Ju Ki Jai.
Jai.
Gangamayi Yamuna Mai Ki Jai.
Jai.
Navandam Ki Jai.
Jai.
Giri Govardhan Gupta Govardhan Dham Ki Jai.
Jai.
Sham Kund Radha Kund Ki Jai.
Jai.
Tulsi Devi Bhakti Devi Vrinda Devi Ki Jai.
Jai.
Jai Srimad Bhagavatam Ki Jai.
Jai.
Jai Harinam Sankirtan Yagya Ki Jai.
Jai.
Jai Scientific Sankirtan Yagya Ki Jai.
Jai.
Jai Princeton Bhakti Vedanta Institute Ki Jai.
Jai.
Jai Shri Chaitanya Saraswat Institute Ki Jai.
Jai.
Jai Shri Chaitanya Saraswat Mat Ki Jai.
Jai.
Itai Gaur Pramanandi Hari Hari.
Hari Hari Bol.
Dharma Bhakti
Krishna Keshav Prabhu ki jai.
Srimati Uma Devi Dasa Ki Jai. Hare Krishna. Dhanavad Pranam Stiti.